and ProCarry Plus. And this program is made possible by SRDF as our collaborating and funding partner. Join us on Flowing Clean because every drop counts and the river depends on you. Flowing Clean, restoring our rivers together. Keep the river clean. Good morning, Soufriere. Good morning to all the listeners out in the cyberspace in Radio Land. Those of you who are listening online on Facebook as well as on YouTube. Good morning and season's greetings to everybody. And good morning, Cabrina.
Good morning.
And it is my pleasure today to be talking to you and to be bringing you some Christmas cheer. We have a very special prize to give away. And before we do that giveaway, though, I want to prime you because for you to be eligible for that giveaway, we want you to have signed our charter. So if you have not yet signed the charter for the management of the Soufriere River systems, please go to www.mywaterways.org and you will scroll down till you get to the Flowing Clean page. And then you will be able to click on the charter and sign to the charter. It takes no more than 2 minutes to do. So in the lead up to that, I'm going to give you time to sign up to the charter if you have not done so. We did have some persons going around. We did have the charter at different business places. The PMA club members assisted us and they were going around Soufriere with hard copies for persons to sign. So if you did sign the hard copy, that is perfectly fine. If you have not signed onto the charter, please go online to do it. And we will be asking a very short and sweet question about the Flowing Clean project. And the prize for today is a photo shoot with capture photography with Keitha. So last week we gave away a photo shoot with George Photos. And this week the prize is a photo shoot with capture photography. And why did I choose them? Soufriere is beautiful. We have lots and lots of very unique landscapes, very unique, natural, beautiful areas, and the river is one of them. And we have been working with several persons in getting the word out about the Flowing Clean project. We actually had Arthur, who filmed the music video, which will be coming out in January for the Flowing Clean song that you've been hearing on our jingle, as well as Keitha, who did some work with us filming the production that SAT Soufriere Action Theatre did a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. And as soon as this is done, we will be launching that as well. So to give back to the community, we thought, hey, why not give 2 lucky winners a photo shoot, an experience, a photo shoot out in nature if they so desire, or in the studio with whichever one of them that they win the prize with. And we will be welcoming anybody else. I mean, there are several other places that you can take pictures, but we have some remarkable sites along the Soufriere River that are just absolutely picturesque. Soufriere is known for the pitons, the sulfur springs, the beach, but the river is also a beautiful place for you to be taking photographs as well. And I got the water quality results. I was pleasantly surprised. It was not as bad as we expected, which means kudos to Soufriere. Our water quality is improving in the Soufriere River. Wow. So what that means for us is we will be presenting the results of the water quality in January, continuing our community consultations, but also right here on 88.5. We will be delving into the water quality results a little bit more with the lab, the business owner for Complete Analytical Services, the Mr. Karim Shalmine. He has been on the show before, but we'll be delving into those results and they are looking promising. So the work that we have been doing in the past is coming to bear good fruits for us. And we hope that the water quality continues to improve to a point where we can safely say we can start using the river for river limes without fear of anybody falling ill. And that is the whole aim of this project. We want the Soufriere River, as the show says, to flow clean. We want the water quality to be of a standard where persons can go and bathe in there and not be worried about falling sick. We want the marine life, the aquatic life to thrive. We want all the Mile and the Zondome and the Janga and the Zanji to rebuild, to the populations, the numbers to increase, for us to have a lot more crayfish. And did you know that we have several species of crayfish in St. Lucia? Some persons think of crayfish as only one, but just like you have different species of fish, you have different species of crayfish. And we have found up to 4 different species of crayfish in the Soufriere River. These things we will be publishing and posting on our social media pages, as well as 88.5 and the SRDF as well. So when you come to our meetings, you'll get to learn and see about all of those things. But I'm not saying that we have crayfish for persons to go and catch crayfish. The numbers are just building back. It is not at a point where it can sustain fishing. So we want persons to adhere to the laws. It is illegal right now for you to catch crayfish in St. Lucia, despite persons catching it illegally and selling it during Journée Creole or having it for their family lunches and family get-togethers. But it is still illegal to be catching crayfish in St. Lucia. So I hope persons are going on our website, going on the change.org page to sign up to the Flowinf Clean project, to sign on to the Flowinf Clean charter, and we will be offering a prize once we can get one lucky caller to answer a question about the Flowinf Clean project. And I'm not going to make it easy because that is a very substantial prize. I mean, yesterday you all had some questions from the Schuser Cooperative Credit Union where you all were asking one question for $100, but this prize is worth a little bit, about almost $300 for a photo shoot with Capture with Keitha. And both Keitha and George are very good at what they do. I mean, we want to continue promoting our local business entrepreneurs in Soufriere. We have a lot of young persons who have started and are doing quite well for themselves, and we want to continue supporting them in that light. So let's talk a little bit about the project and what we have upcoming for the new year. In the new year, we have in January a slew of things that we will be rolling out very, very quickly. The first is going to be a perception. We are open to persons contacting me, contacting anybody on the Soufriere Assistance Management Committee or through the foundation to apply to be enumerators for the perception study. We are looking for us to have about 8 to 10 young persons who will be out in the communities in Soufriere, asking people how they feel about the Soufriere River, what are their views on the Soufriere River and water quality. Is this project even making any sense to them personally, how it is going to impact their lives? So that perception study, perception meaning how you perceive, how you view, how you feel about the Soufriere River, about our Soufriere environment, that will be going out once we have trained those persons in early January. So by the second to third week of January, that perception study should be out as well. We're also looking for us to do, soon after the perception study, the cancer survey. I have spoken about the cancer survey as well. That is one of our components. It's an epidemiology study on cancer incidence and prevalence in Soufriere, and that means we are trying to see whether we can do some disease mapping for cancer in Soufriere, find out what are the types of cancers that people are being diagnosed with, where it is that they live, and whether there's any cluster. So in disease mapping, if you find a group of people who have a specific illness in a certain geographic area, in a certain community, then you tend to begin to get worried because it could be that what is causing the illness is an environmental factor. So we will be doing some cancer mapping in the Soufriere community because in our previous project in Wavinclair, we recognized that there was from the community residents themselves telling us that there were a growing number of persons who are developing or who had passed away from cancer in the community. So we were able to do a cancer survey, well, not a cancer survey, a survey in the community to look at illnesses, and we found that there was a higher rate of cancer in the community than compared to the national average. So we want to continue along those lines. Like I mentioned before, we have completed the study on the water quality testing and sampling. However, it goes into the next phase now where we would have the Adopter River program coming on stream, and we will begin training the persons in January. So the PMA Club, that Cabrina right here is the president of, as well as the schools, the different sports clubs who have indicated the interest and have signed up, as well as any businesses that are interested. We have had a couple of hotels indicate interest in getting some of their staff to participate as well. We will be doing the training for those persons in January as well, so that they will learn how to monitor the river, complete the form that we have developed, and for us to get that rolling out. So since we have now done and gotten the water testing results before, we are now going to do the continuous monitoring and letting Soufriere people monitor the river themselves. We want Soufriere people to be observant, to look out to see what is happening in and around the Soufriere River. So we do not want to have university students from another country come and do research for us. We want you to start monitoring, because some of it is very, very simple work that we can do ourselves. And we're not going to wait for somebody from outside, from Castries, from G4 to come and tell us, hey, XYZ is happening in your community. We want to be monitoring and taking ownership, becoming stewards and guardians of what we have in our community for ourselves, for our health, and for that of our children and future generations. The litter boom, I was sadly disappointed that with all these shipping delays, the litter boom did not get here as we expected early in December. It is on its way to St. Lucia. I am still unsure, unclear at what point it is, whether it is on the dock in St. Lucia as yet or it is in Miami, but the litter boom has been ordered and shipped, and it is between the shipping agency and being arriving in St. Lucia for us to actually install it. So as soon as the litter boom is installed as soon as it's already is as it has been confirmed in St. Lucia, we will be announcing on the show the date that we will be installing it and holding sort of like a ribbon cutting ceremony, and for us to have something in the community for people to come and see what it is, how it works, and for us to appeal to people when it is installed to please do not vandalize it and to please monitor. And if you see anything, to give us a quick call. We have several other activities that will be continuing, including the community meetings, but we are going to have our community microgrants started in January. And what is the community microgrants? We will be receiving some additional funding from the St. Lucia National Conservation Fund. We will be putting together with the funds from Flowinf Clean, from ProCarib and Jeff, and we will be opening up a call for proposals, a call to community groups to send in proposals to the Soufriere River Systems Management Committee to apply for a grant for them to do something in their community. So based on how many applications we receive, how many proposals we receive, we can see whether the grant will be from $2,000 to $5,000 for persons in the community to be doing projects. And it was not an individual applying for a grant. It has to be a group from a community applying. So like the Funds Jack Development Committee, they were already established, but other communities have smaller groups that are setting up. The Zeno Development Committee is an example, and other communities have their small groups together as well. Sports clubs can also apply. I mean, we have community groups from Club 60. We have other youth groups that can also join in and apply. But we would be doing a call for persons to come to a meeting where we'll be teaching them how to fill a simple grant application form. And we are setting that as a tone because we want, once we have done this level, that you learn the process of applying for a grant from us, a small grant. It will be administered through the foundation. Then we would hold your hand and encourage those groups to apply to Jeff small grants for additional funding that they want to do for their communities. So we start in persons small. You learn the process. We hold your hand. We teach you about the application process. And then once you have completed ours, we will be encouraging those same groups to apply to Jeff for bigger grants within the communities.
Okay.
So,
and even to that, permit me from a PMA standpoint, I am elated to share as well. We have with Jeff Project Giles Romulus to undertake from our last executive meeting a few projects, hopefully 2026 for us to undertake. Some of them may not be new to you as well. Saving the pittance, fighting, invaders, finding survival, terrestrial and marine elegance in motion, crafting heritage, youth-made souvenirs by the Pittance and Sulphur Springs, curriculum and quiz competition, renaming the PME for impact and engagement, and welcome signs at the entrance of Soufriere. Those are just a few of the projects we have to
Oh,
undertake.
wonderful. I am very, very, very happy to hear that the PMA Club is looking to get some grant funding from Jeff for that, because there is a lot that is available to us and we are just not taking advantage of it. We are just not applying for it because some persons might not even be aware of it, despite the numerous public engagement that has happened over the years. From the time I joined SMMA in 2007, a very long time ago, I got my first grant from Jeff. At the time, Jeff was being administered from Barbados for all OCS islands. Soon after, because of the interest from several other islands, each country had now their own Jeff office. And then Mr. Romulus, who was the one, the director in the original coordinator in Barbados, he became the national coordinator in St. Lucia. And he has done remarkable work. I mean, we just had the recently concluded Ionola, or the Uranora honey show, the honey show that we had in St. Lucia a couple of weeks ago. And I want to congratulate Dunstan Stanley. He won several first place prizes, second place prizes, and I think he also got the most points in the OECS Honey Show in St. Lucia. And Dunstan is a young man from Soufriere, and he is the beekeeper, the apiculturist at Anshasne Jade Mountain, well, with the Emerald Estate. So congratulations to him, and that is another Jeff project as well that has been able to develop the beekeeping industry in St. Lucia. So there are funds available that groups can access, but we need our groups to get together and for them to learn the process and see how it is being done. So through this Flowinf Clean project, we hope to introduce groups and clubs to that process so that they can then take it further and get additional funding where they can. So
Okay. Permit me to ask you, you express your elated sentiments with the water quality, and of course, the results were not so much of what you were expecting. This is good. So it shows that the message has, you know, been reached, not
mhm,
at all
it's
levels as yet, but everything is done in steps. And hopefully, as all of us look to the restoration process of the Soufriere River, the next time actually in 2026, when you sit here, is to just say, kudos, the water quality is of the highest, and Soufriere will definitely be on that map where persons would really envy, coming in and have beach or river limes or picnics and so forth. And even other communities will definitely put forth the motion as well to, in the smallest way, restore the river. I also want to say thank you so much over the years as well, and even working with the other organizations and especially the PMA. We are excited to see the unfolding, of this project coming on board and to adopt a section of the river. With that being said, you have also reached out for our assistance with the cleaning up of the beach or the cleanup campaign, and we are more than happy. I know my members are excited as well, so they will be showing up to get it done. And you can share with the
wonderful.
audience as well with the
All
cleanup
right.
that's
So
going to
thank you for
take.
that, Cabrina. I was going to go into that towards the end of the show, but I can mention it right now, actually. We have partnered with Sandals. They have an environmental health and safety club, and they are going to be coming down. And together with groups from around Soufriere, we will be hosting a cleanup drive in Soufriere this Sunday, the 28th, from 8 a.m. And we will be cleaning several areas in Soufriere. So we are targeting the beach as well as the mouth of the river. And we are looking at also doing a couple of the ravines in the Market Road area as well. Um, we have raised with solid waste the issue of persons who were putting out their bulk waste. The bulk waste pickup had been done in Soufriere already, because we know in the month of December, everybody's getting ready for Christmas. They're getting rid of the old, bringing in the new, and in getting rid of the old, leaving it at the side of the road for the bulk waste pickup. And the bulk waste pickup happened already for Soufriere. So we want to appeal to people who are still in the process of cleaning and clearing out their homes, please do not dispose of your garbage in the river. Because I got several calls of persons telling me, hey, Miss Kazabo, I just saw a couch and some cushions in the Soufriere River. Um, I don't know who did it, but can you all speak to solid waste or speak to the town council to get them removed, because the river was already looking clean and it is now being polluted again. So in light of that, let me invite all those who are interested to join us on Sunday. The Sandals Club and Flowing Clean, WaterWays, together with the Soufriere Foundation, we will be hosting a cleanup along the coastline in Soufriere, a cleanup drive. And the Sandals will be providing refreshments for all those who participate, but they will also be giving out some prizes. So at the end of the cleanup, when refreshments are being served, there will be a quiz competition and they will be asking some questions. And if you answer correctly, you will be receiving, there will be prizes to be given away from Sandals. So encouraging both adults and children to join us on Sunday. We will be gathering most likely at the bus terminal, and we will be deploying people or delegating areas from there. So Sunday, this Sunday, the 28th of December, from 8 a.m., we will be doing a cleanup in the Soufriere community together with Sandals, the Environmental Health and Safety Club. So now to our call-in segment. The number to call is 459-7885, 459-7885, or 459-7888, 459-7888. And the question for the prize, if you can tell me 3 components of the Flowing Clean project, you will win yourself a photo shoot with capture photography. Keitha Prosper. The question for today, for our Christmas promotion, if you can tell me the name 3 components of the Flowing Clean project, you will win a photo shoot with capture photography.
Merry Christmas, my neighbors!
So, while we are waiting for the phone lines to ring, let me repeat the question.
Christmas coming, what we doing? Rum we drinking, what we eating in the kitchen.
If you
What
can
we
tell
doing?
me
Rum we drinking, dance we dancing.
3 components of the Flowing Clean project, you will win yourself a photo shoot with capture photography. 3 components of the Flowing Clean project. If you go on our website, you will see it as well. So www.mywaterways.org, and you will click on the Flowing Clean link. 3 components of the Flowing Clean project to win yourself a photo shoot with capture photography.
Fun, we drink already, we drunk. So we should be number house to house, house to house, and we going house to house, house to house.
Not straying away, but actually just awaiting persons to call us up for 59785 or 888. What are your plans this season? We know it's just a day left for Christmas itself with that much needed preparations and even the last minute shopping. And we know for most of us growing up, you have to get your curtains down, your windows clean, get all your ornaments washed. Those were the childhood memories, of course, for us. But to this day, I think a lot has been lost in terms of this tradition. I don't know for you and your families what it is, you know?
Yes, I want.
Well, for me, we celebrate Christmas as a family, and sadly for my kids, well, my son got to enjoy it because I went all out for him. But for my daughter, my sister is the elf, the Christmas elf, Santa Claus's elf, for us, and this is her baby. She also has a decorative business. She does decor, she does events. So my daughter is up with my mom right now and my sister, so she's enjoying it up there. So for me at my home, it's very, very muted. I didn't even put any lights up. I haven't done that for a couple of years. So don't come to my house for Christmas. I will be baking my fruitcakes a little later today. But in terms of ramen thing, nah, I don't forward for that. So um, we do have our Christmas celebration as a family, both on my mother's side and my father's side. So that is what we will be doing for Christmas, and it's our family tradition. We have games that we play, and lots of other things. We wrap a gift with several layers of wrapping paper, and then you wear oven mitts, and then we take turns rolling dice, and you must get a double for you to unwrap the gift. And that has been an ongoing tradition with us for a number of years now. So we have sometimes like $100 US gift card or an Amazon gift card as a prize, and everybody is scrambling to unwrap gift wrap paper with their hands
That's
in mitts.
exciting.
So we have several games planned as well for this year. I mean, Amelie's older now; she can play a lot more of those games. So this is our Christmas tradition. We will be enjoying ourselves this Christmas.
I think the basis of it basically is to have the family get together, because we've had discussions in the past right here where the digital world has actually erased family time, relationships, and conversations. So Christmas more or less signifies the unity and spreading the love, the good cheer, and the excitement. Also, if you have persons traveling from abroad, when you get your barrels, and you cannot wait, to meet and greet them in person rather than always,
On
on
the
the,
phone.
yeah, the telephone lines as well. What I think persons really look forward to, for them, they highlight, they believe, is Juve. That is Christmas. For me, I'm not against it, but then I believe after a period of time, you're gonna just get dressed and go out in the cold, standing for hours, or just grinding and just for music. And even now with the music, which has lost its sense of purpose, very inappropriate, and it speaks uncanny to us women as well too. But different folks, different strokes. I believe family time, I believe Christmas movies, carols, unwrapping the gift, and the baking. If I have to bake, I would definitely do everything on Christmas Eve.
Oh, well, for us, Christmas first and foremost is about the birth of Jesus Christ, celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ. And as Christians, we know nobody can tell us the exact date that Christ was actually born on. And with the changing of the planets and rotations, the church came together decades ago and decided, let's celebrate the birth of Christ on the 25th of December, which is what we do. So we celebrate the birth of Christ. So for us, we always begin Christmas in church. And then from there, we will go on to go back to our homes and open gifts and do whatnot. And but we have a spread. And my family, I mean, my aunt was a food and nutrition teacher. So Christmas has always been about food for us. So from baking cakes, I remember my grandmother making eggnog, peanut punch. We've had lots and lots of different things. My sister from a month ago sent out the Christmas menu. So of course some dessert is on me. So I am making a cheesecake, a cake-based cheesecake with sorrel toppings. So we're going all out. I mean, we enjoy ourselves on Christmas. So I have already told I plan on joining the gym. I've already spoken to the trainer, but I told him don't expect to see me for December because I will start enjoying
As a matter of
it.
fact, we had a conversation where, to me, you promised something. Was it eggnog? Was it sorrel? But now you're talking about fruit cake or baking. Is it commercial or just for money purpose?
A long, long time. Well, the persons who know my fruitcakes, I always get people asking me to bake cakes for them. So I always send cakes to my family in New York. I got learned from my aunt, and my aunt's fruitcake recipe is bar none. So for us, baking is something that we do. I learned from my aunt and my mother. My mother is an amazing baker and cook as well in her own right. And in terms of making sorrel is not my forte as a child. In fact, I didn't even like sorrel until later on
Yes,
in
I would
life.
just.
Yeah. So, but I figured for me the reason why I didn't like sorrel is because I didn't like some of the spices people put in the sorrel. So if I make sorrel, it is very simple. It is sorrel and cinnamon, and that's maybe a little bit of nutmeg if anything. But when I make my sorrel, it is very very plain and simple with honey seed and all the other extra spices that people put in there. So for me, Christmas has always been church first, acknowledging the presence and celebrating the birth of Christ and our faith. We are Catholic family, and then after we do the family exchange of gifts, and the children always take center stage, and then we give gifts to everybody, and we enjoy our food, and then we in a food coma afterwards. And after the day after, most times we would actually go to the beach. If I remember correctly, we would most often go as a family to Asmame on the beach and have a family beach party on Christmas holiday on Boxing Day. So that was my family tradition. So we were having a family lunch on my Joseph side. So I'll be seeing my Market Road family. Well, we just had another family get together last Saturday, so it's just continuing. It's just a continuation. And since we have not had anybody call in yet, let me repeat the question for those persons who did not hear. If you can list or tell me 3 of the components of the Flowing Clean project or 3 of the activities of the Flowing Clean project, you will win yourself a photo shoot with Keitha Prosper of Capture Photography. And go ahead, Cabrina.
Yeah, we just wanted to see something, on your how you plan on spending Christmas and even those traditions as well, which we've seen has been lost over the years. Another thing, curiosity. How did you enjoy VAT-free yesterday, man? How was
Well, VAT free was a 12.5% discount sale as I viewed it. So I was very strategic in what it is that I did. Those persons who have me as a contact on WhatsApp and looked at my status yesterday would see that I actually posted up a list of all the items that are already VAT free. So those items were already zero rated. So I would not be going shopping for those items. So I went shopping for other items I know would be still attract VAT, and that's the items that I purchased. So I bought some meats, not chicken because chicken is VAT free. So I bought things like minced meat and shrimp, and set up myself for Christmas season. And I'd already gotten and received my barrels, so I do not have that much in terms of groceries to purchase. And what I was actually looking for, what I need to purchase is some furniture, but I'm looking to give my business to a local craftsman instead of going straight away to courts. So that's my option, is to go directly to a carpenter to make some furniture for me. So that was, and unfortunately that wasn't VAT free, so it didn't really matter much.
So I think it was a good incentive. Persons otherwise share that there was no difference for them. It was like just they go into the supermarket on an ordinary day to shop, but it did help. I was able to get a few things, and of course, the snacks are the most important. Knowing that you have the little ones to cater to, so a lot of the snacks I was able to pick up.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's true. I mean, looking at what persons were shopping, what was in their carts, the supermarkets that we went to were filled. Both mass, actually the CPJ were filled. So you have to look for shopping carts to actually go around. And I think people in St. Lucia appreciated the VAT-free holiday, and they took advantage of it. If it had been offered on vehicles, you would see me driving a vehicle on also, but unfortunately, the vehicles were not part of the VAT-free holiday. But for us, we are appreciative. Anytime you can get a seller discount, it helps. It saves a few dollars in your pocket. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of persons, the majority of St. Lucians, took advantage of that shopping day. I do know that on Saturday and Sunday in some community, in Vieux Fort in Castries, for instance, it was almost like a ghost town, like a Wednesday in Vieux Fort, where the streets, the shops were almost empty. People took advantage of SNS's. I think that was their first ever sale, if I'm not mistaken, as I saw persons posting on social media. But for all in all, I think we are appreciative of the VAT-free holiday that was granted. And I know that quite a few persons took advantage of it, and yourself included, myself as well. In terms of Christmas parties, how has your season been going?
For me, due to trying to caution in terms of expenses, I omitted the staff party. There's an invitation for a family member is having, so we're looking to do that on Christmas Day. And the very next day, this is where I get to spend with my daughter and my little grandsons that I love so much that I'll be spending that time with them. So
That's
that's
good.
what it
That's good. I
is.
mean,
Yes.
well, in your absence, I can say that I enjoyed the SRDF staff party, and I want to say,
Was it the first time for you?
yes, that was my first time attending a foundation staff party, and I appreciated the invitation. And I want to also commend and to say happy 30th anniversary. It is 30 years since the Soufriere Marine Management Area and the Soufriere Marine Management Authority in our association has been established. They would have crossed the 30th mark in July, but they chose to celebrate and award long serving staff in Peter Butcher. He has been with the SMMA from inception, from the time it was just a project. He was one of the very first rangers. In fact, he was in the first batch of rangers ever hired and trained by the foundation, and he has remained with that organization for 30 years. And I want to say kudos to him. He is a wealth of information. He has carried that organization on his back, notwithstanding that there are managers, but the bulk of the work being done by the SMA is being done by the rangers, and we have to recognize them and commend them for that. So let me just say happy anniversary to the staff and the board of the SMMA. And this year is actually 15 years of the 88.5 radio station being founded. And to those persons who were there from the get-go, from the beginning, yourself included, Erland, um,
And Janalia.
and Janalia, definitely. So we have 2025 has brought a lot, has seen a lot of work being done in the community, and we need to continue recognizing persons for their contribution, recognizing the organizations for their contribution to St. Lucia and to Soufriere in particular. Nobody has called in for that prize. The phone line has not been ringing. I am not sure whether the question is too difficult, but a quick search on our WaterWays website will lead you to the Flowing Clean project where you can get the answers right there and then. www.mywaterways.org, www.mywaterways.org, and you will get the Flowing Clean project link if you scroll down, and you will also see what the charter is that you can sign very quickly and call in and tell us the three activities, three components of the Flowing Clean project to win yourself a photo shoot with capture photography. And if we do not get anybody calling in, I guess we will keep that prize for next week.
Or you could have it double bubble, let them call in, pick a number, and automatically, if they know the answer, they can present as well. So they win two in one. Easy as that.
All right. So, any persons who are listening, if you are interested in winning that prize, you can call in for that. I guess we are now way past the hour. It's 11:08.
Oh, it's the season.
It's the
Christmas.
season. We continue. We
Yes.
continue chatting.
Yes.
All right. So, I know that there was recently on one of our St. Lucian pages, a St. Lucian by the name of Tony Joseph filmed some young boys, I believe in Canaries, bursting bamboo. And that video went viral, over 1 million
Yes.
views, just showing how St. Lucian children burst bamboo. And that is a tradition that we have ongoing in Soufriere that I commented. I have been interacting with Mr. Joseph for a while now on that page. And he was interested in coming to Soufriere to see, because I told him early, once Christmas season starts up in Soufriere, we have sort of informal competitions where the children at school, they boast about their bamboo. They've been able to burst bamboo the loudest, and they go as soon as school is done on an afternoon, you will hear the bamboo bursting. And this season, I can honestly say I've heard some of the loudest echoes, the loudest bamboo bursting for a while now. I'm not sure what it is that they did, if they modified the cannons, if they modified the bamboo, but I told him, I mean, he's welcome to come to Soufriere when the children are busting bamboo and film the process from the beginning, from going to the walking alongside the road to find bamboo and cutting your bamboo, coming down, preparing the bamboo, warming it up. And let me just ask, have you, Kabrina, ever as a child or as an adult bust bamboo?
I have never. And as girls, yes, I've had a dollhouse with dolls and everything, but nothing like bamboos. Growing up, it would be this is masculinity. So there's no way you would have your female child partaking or associating anywhere, and even the danger it poses as well. So mothers would be overprotective of not having the little girls around them.
Well, let me tell you, I must have been a little rebel, because in my youth, I had growing up on Church Street in Soufriere, I think it was just two of us girls, myself and Ellen Cox, as well as a whole slew of boys on the street. And I was in the sea every day, literally every single day. Um, Playing in the river when we should not have been. I got beaten for playing in the river because I lost a shoe in the river. I stepped in a patch of quicksand in the Soufriere River,
Wow.
as well as um, I never actually burst bamboo myself, but I was always around when they were actually bursting bamboo along the river. So I watched the process, but for fear of my hair or my eyebrows getting burnt, I never really burst bamboo on my own. But I made sure my son learned. So his father taught him, and when his school, because he went to school in Castries, when they had their Christmas activities, his father brought bamboo up for him, and he was able to show off being able to bust bamboo at his school. So my daughter now wants to learn, and I will definitely be taking her for her to learn. So I am not the typical girl child that was Shelton was playing with only toys. And even for the foundations Christmas village, listening to some of your colleagues, your co-workers talking about girls' toys and boys' toys, I'm sure you heard me make the comment that there's no such thing as girls' toys or boys' toys. I let my daughter play with whatever she wanted. I let my son play with anything he wanted. He wasn't playing with dolls, but he had these action figures, and these action figures are basically dolls, not because it's not a Barbie that is not a doll. So he had his Transformer toys. Those are still dolls in
Which
my
is true.
view. So
Yeah.
my daughter has had a remote control. Her present that she asked for this Christmas, she wants a drone. That's a Christmas gift. So I got her a toy drone. I mean, why not? This view that we have of restricting girls and boys' toys because it's considered masculine or feminine, I am of a very different view. I mean, we have girls in what is considered to be male dominated um, professions, and in a lot of the cases, they outperform the boys. I'm not trying to put down boys because I do find that our boys are losing their traditional roles in terms of um, being involved in more manual labor. But women can be involved in manual labor as well too. We have a lot more unemployed men than unemployed women in St. Lucia. The workforce is contracting, is getting smaller because of that, and we need to stay away from boxing our children, whether male, female, or non-binary, not putting them into any single box to say that you can only go into this field because of your gender. That is something that we're in 2025. That
Yes,
needs to
I
be
strongly
dispelled.
agree. Yes.
Nobody is calling in, Cabrina. I guess my question might be a little bit too hard.
Maybe you need to restructure or give them something a lot easier. It's Christmas.
Give them something a lot easier. It's Christmas. We've been talking about, I've listed, if you notice at the beginning of the show, I went through some of our activities. I listed some of them very, very clearly at the beginning. If anybody was paying attention, they would have heard and it would be easy to call out because I listed 6 of our different components at the beginning of the show, talking about our water quality, talking about our monitoring, talking about the cancer survey, talking about the micro grants, talking about the litter boom, talking about our education and our charters. So I listed basically all of our components at the beginning. If persons were paying attention, if they were following from the beginning, and I am a teacher, I am not going to make it easy on anybody. If you are paying attention, you would hear for you to call in. So I have no problem deferring the prize till next week, and it will continue until somebody wins it. So, I mean, the Christmas season doesn't end after Christmas Day. The Christmas season ends in January. As a Catholic, that is what we celebrate a Christmas season, not just a Christmas Day. So, we will continue with that prize next week, and it is now 15 minutes past the hour of 11 o'clock. And this has brought me to the end of the Flowing Clean show for today.
Okay, before you leave the last discussion, or you keep referring to the project and its culmination 2026
In
this same
December.
month.
Yes, December next year. At this point in time, we will be closing off the project.
At this very moment, are you really satisfied with the strides that has been made?
We have had a delay in implementing some of the components. We had to get some things done first before we could continue. So, like I mentioned, for the community grants, for instance, we had to get additional co-funding. So we had to raise an additional $50,000 for us to meet all our budget allocations. So we are hoping that we will get that grant disbursed pretty soon for us to sign the MOU in come January, and then we can proceed, as I mentioned, with the micro grants components and other components as well. So we wanted to do the water testing before we send persons out into the community to do the monitoring themselves. So that has been completed. The litter boom has been delayed. It was an issue with the shipping company, so that has already been addressed. So we are expecting the litter boom. I'm expecting to get a call anytime soon to let me know that the boom is on island for that to be installed in the Soufriere River. So the way the project is designed, some things had to happen before you can continue on to the next steps. So some other items were delayed, and that is being addressed. So we are now going to be full steam ahead come January. And the project it is going to be completed on time in December.
Thank you so much for this clarification. At this moment, you did mention the time is against us. We've been here for a while. I want to just express gratitude to you as well, in terms of we've had a discussion for a while, and it finally came to materialize with Flowinf Clean, which has become, one of the staples with our radio regular programming, if I may say. And I would love for, even after December 2026, for some reason that it can still continue in another capacity.
You'd be surprised that when this radio station was started, I was one of those involved in assisting Chester put that proposal together for us to have that community radio station done. And when it was funding came through for it to be started, he had been at me for me to have a show. At that time, I was working at the SMME. He had been at me for me to have a show, and I had been doing not just him, but Lester Casabo and all other persons who were involved in the radio station, because I'm not I did not view myself as being a radio announcer or sitting behind a desk talking to persons that I'm not seeing, that I'm not interacting with. So to me, it felt strange. And when Mr. Oji suggested very strongly that we use the radio to a show to disseminate information about the program, for some reason, I didn't feel that level of apprehension anymore. So I took on that opportunity, and I was taken from, just dropped into the fire and said, XYZ, this is it, and go ahead with no formal training, but I'm able to adapt. And so far, it's been an interesting experience being behind the microphone and being on the air. I've gotten several persons tell me they hope I continue. You are not the first by any means, Cabrina. You are not the first to ask me to continue on with a show even past the end of this project. And I've actually been asked to do a show on a national radio. So it's been interesting. It's been very welcoming. Persons who do listen, when they hear me and they see me afterwards, I get comments talking about what they learned, or um, asking for a repeat, or where can they get the link for them to share it with other people. So it's been a positive interaction. It's been I think it's been benefiting this program and getting our information out. So I want to say thank you to all those who made this possible, from Mr. Oje down to Lovely and Janalia and Erlan and yourself as my co-host at times.
And even to that, let me also extend the courtesy. You always showed love and support for house guests, putting in those comments and just letting me know that you're right here. Thank you so much for that.
Most definitely, most definitely. When I do get a chance to, I log in and I follow when I can. And if I am not too busy, I will type in a comment and um, let the show host and the guests know that people are actually listening, and to interact with them. Because, like I mentioned, my apprehension was like, I'm not comfortable. I was not comfortable back then in being on the radio, talking into a microphone and not seeing anybody or interacting with anybody. So um, that's why when I do get a chance, I just comment to let you know that, hey, XYZ, I am following, and you do have an audience out there.
And then you're not sharing with the people that you become one of our announcers. I'm just sitting here, you're just doing your everything, even the music I heard you play.
Yeah, well, I was so my very, very first day I came here, Erlen was like, okay, come, let me show you. And Janai as well. This is how you set up the program, and this is how you do it, and these are the buttons that you use. I'm like, okay, this is my first time even looking at a board to control anything on a radio. So it's been interesting. It's been a learning experience. I'm still not quite 100% okay with all of the controls, but I guess I don't need to use all of them for now. So, Cabrina, as we end today's show, let me just take this opportunity to wish you, the staff of the foundation, all persons who are listening on air, online, a very, very Merry Christmas in next 2 days. And I will see you all next week, and then we can talk about our plans for 2026. And we can open the lines again next week for the prize that we have to give out. And I am not making it any easier. The question remains the same. So you now have a whole week for you to go online and see what the components are, what the activities are, so that you are primed and ready to call in next week, Tuesday.
I'm carrying this excitement right in my heart. This is my last official day of work today, or should we? Yes.
You're on vacation. So as of
our last discussion for 2025.
for the 25. That's interesting. And I'm very glad I get to share that last day with you, and you get to go off on vacation and enjoy it with your children and your grands and have fun with them.
And bearing in mind, Flowinf Clean, when I see the rivers, I have to be mindful to say, okay, we're putting up that project to needs to take those debris out, get your rubbish disposed proper. Those little things do come in handy as well to encourage persons with proper garbage disposal.
Definitely, definitely. And to remind persons that this Sunday we have this cleanup campaign with sandals going on in Soufriere, and for you to join us if you can at 8 a.m. And there will be refreshments served after and a quiz for prizes that will be awarded by Sandals as well as Flowinf Clean. So let me just extend the invitation once more again to persons, and have a very Merry Christmas.
And reiterate the time again for persons.
To say again that the cleanup campaign is going to be at 8 a.m. We will be gathering at the bus terminal and delegating places for persons to clean up. We will be giving out garbage bags, compliments, Central Solid Waste Management Authority, as well as sandals and bags and gloves, and we will be doing our cleanup. We want to clean up our community and enter 2026 with a clean river, a clean ravine, a clean beach area, and we will continue keeping our community clean. Merry Christmas, everybody. Soufriere River and ravines have a voice, and communities take the lead. Each week, we dive into the heart of the Flowinf Clean project, discussing the most recent activities, giving insight into upcoming ones.